It's Christmas tree cake season. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your very own Christmas tree cakes using a boxed cake mix. Stay tuned. It's my favorite time of year, not only because it's the holidays, but because it's Christmas tree cake season. I have some other Christmas recipes that I'll link at the end of the video if you want to check those out. And also, if you like these types of semi-homemade recipes, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So let me show you how I made my Christmas tree cakes. Yay, I'm so excited to share this little copycat Christmas tree cake recipe with you guys. I hope you like it as much as I do. It was really fun and they're really, really good. So, the first ingredient is an egg, lots and lots of eggs. We're going to add 6 eggs to a mixing bowl, and go ahead and use your stand mixer because we're going to whip this up for like 6 minutes. We want the eggs to turn like a pale color and like triple in size. So I added my paddle attachment and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? That's wrong. You want the whisk attachment. That's gonna whip them up the way they need to be. So whip them up about 6 minutes. And you're gonna see them change color and get nice and frothy and like triple in size. See that? They look so good. Now you can replace the attachment with the paddle attachment, and we're gonna add like the #1 ingredient in all my recipes lately, box cake mix. So I'm using white. You can also use yellow if you want to, if you have that on hand. You know, and I was thinking, chocolate might not be that bad too. Let me know if anybody tries chocolate. That would be interesting. Let me know down in the comments below if you decide to try chocolate. All right, so to the eggs, we're gonna add 1 box of white cake mix, a 1/2 cup of water, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And then we're gonna take a quick break and give my little boy a sucker. Now, if you wanted to use a different kind of oil, I'm sure that would be fine. I just had some vegetable oil on hand, so went ahead and used that. Now we're going to add the batter to 2 sheet pans. So these are going to be our layers. If you only have 1 sheet pan, don't worry, just do it in 2 steps. It'll be completely fine. But these are the pans. They're the 1/2 sheet pans. They're 13 by 18. So go ahead and line them with parchment paper. Spray them real good because you know everything sticks, seems like. And we're going to put half of the batter in each pan, which equals out to about 2 1/4 cups each pan. And then we're going to tilt the pans back and forth, try and spread out spread out the batter as much as you can, as evenly as you can. And this actually was kind of difficult. I had to get a spatula because it's so thin, but that's exactly what we want. I want it to be nice and thin because then it's going to rise a little bit, and then we're going to have our 2 thin layers to make our Christmas tree shapes. So go ahead and spread them to each corner nice and thin, and then we're going to put these into a preheated 375-degree oven and bake them about 10 to 12 minutes or until they're nice and springy. So when you take them out and you touch the center, they're going to spring right back up. Now, while our cakes cool, we want them to cool completely, we're going to make the filling. So the filling consists of some marshmallow cream, butter, vanilla, and powdered sugar. So good, you guys. So we're going to add 3/4 cup, or that equals 1 stick and a half of softened butter to a bowl. And then we're going to add 1 jar of marshmallow cream. So I only had the big jar, but you want to use a small jar, which is about 7 ounces. You can see I don't measure exactly. I measure with my heart. So it's super sticky. But then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and then 1 1/2 cups of powdered sugar to sweeten it up. And then we're going to whip it up until it's nice and smooth and pipeable. The next step is to get our marshmallow cream into a bag. So you can either use a food storage bag or you can use like a frosting piping bag. I have some of these on hand. I have like a pack of 50. I'll link them down below. I'll link everything that I use in this recipe down below in case you need to grab something. But use a nice tall skinny glass to put your piping bag in. It makes it a lot easier to get the frosting into the bag because you can use the edge of the glass to scrape the frosting off. And then just cut a tiny little tip. So now our cakes are cooled, and we're going to take a Christmas tree cookie cutter. 3 or 4 inches is about the size of the Christmas tree cakes that you buy in the store, and cut out as many Christmas trees as you can. I can't remember how many I got. It was a lot. And then you're gonna have some scraps, so don't you dare throw those scraps away. We're gonna make something out of those scraps, so stay tuned. But keep punching out your Christmas trees. And I did find that my oven is a little uneven. I need to check on that. But also I forgot to like rotate my pans throughout the cooking process. You might want to do that because I had a little bit of uneven cooking and also unlevel cooking as well. But they all turned out great, so it's okay. So the next step is to use that yummy marshmallow cream frosting to outline a Christmas tree and then fill in the center. So you want to do half of these. Don't get going and forget what you're doing and frost all of them. All right, next step is to make our sandwiches. So once you get half of your Christmas trees lined and filled in with the marshmallow cream, just take the other half and smush it down on top and make sure the cream doesn't come out the sides. So I had to scrape a little bit off a couple of them because that might cause an issue when we are going to start the next step, which is to cover them in white chocolate. Once you have all your sandwiches made, we're going to cover them in cling wrap or press and seal and pop them into the freezer. This is going to make the chocolate covering process so much easier. Make sure and freeze them solid for about 2 hours, or at least 2 hours. All right, so we're going to take all of our leftovers, the leftover cake and the leftover marshmallow cream frosting, and we're going to mix it all together. And it's going to make this yummy, like creamy, sort of truffle-like mixture, like cake balls. So use a little cookie scoop and make the balls. I made quite a few here, and we're going to cover these in chocolate too. I have some of these little cake ball sticks that I got at Walmart, or maybe Amazon. I'll link those down below too if you want to grab some of those. They really come in handy for lots of things. I've used them for a lot of different things. But we're going to freeze these too because we're going to dip them in warm chocolate, which is going to make the cakes kind of melt too if they're not frozen. So go ahead and take that extra step and freeze them. So I have a sort of homemade double boiler here. I just have a glass pot on top of some boiling water in a pot. And we're going to take some chocolate. You can use almond bark, you can use white chocolate chips, whatever white chocolate you have. And you can mix it up. You could use a different flavor chocolate too if you want to experiment. But melt your chocolate and then mix in a little bit of oil. So I use shortening. You can use vegetable oil. You could use any type of oil. That's what's going to make this like dippable. This is what the professionals do to make their like cupcake pop or their cake pops. Is add a little bit of oil to the melted chocolate. That's what makes it sort of dippable. So I like to use 2 forks and also a spoon to sort of, and also a spatula to sort of manipulate the cake and get it completely covered. You want every bit of the Christmas tree covered in the white chocolate, and put it on a covered baking sheet. I just use the same baking sheet that the cake baked in. And then while your chocolate is still warm, sprinkle it with some of the green, what's it called? The green sugar sprinkles or the sanding sprinkles, because that's what the Christmas tree cakes have. All right, next and final step is to make the classic red garland design on the Christmas tree cake. So just grab a package of the sugar cookie frosting at Walmart and try your best to make the lines wavy like they are on the Christmas tree cakes. I would suggest practicing on a paper towel like I did to get the waviness right. And don't forget about your cake balls. Twirl some red frosting on those too, or twirl the cake ball around and drizzle some red frosting on those too. And how festive are these? How cute would they be to wrap in some cellophane and give as a little Christmas gift, homemade Christmas tree cakes? I think that would be super fun. I also think it would be fun to do different shapes or different flavors. So let me know if you try any of those new ideas. But look, you can barely tell the difference. So that is it for this video. I hope you loved it as much as I loved making it. They're so much fun and they're so super cute. Definitely let me know if you make them down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos. And if you like this one, you'll definitely like this one. So go ahead and watch it next.